very excited to welcome Shinjini Das. Today's speaker, in addition to getting ready to graduate, Shinjini will be speaking at her graduation ceremony, the morning commencement ceremony for the bachelor's degree. And Shinjini's bachelor's will be in industrial engineering. So we're very excited for this, I believe. Welcome, and please join me in welcoming her.
Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for having me here. Like she said, my name is Shinjini Das. I'm graduating in T-minus 15 days, but who's counting? Oh, wait, I am. So I'm very, very excited. And like she said, I'm the morning commencement speaker. It's a dream come true, and I'm thrilled that my journey would be ending on that note. I'd like to give a big thank you to Dr. Meehan and the entire staff at this I believe, for kind of indulging me in this. This is a topic that's very close to me. And what we're going to talk about today is preserving our roots while building our future, my journey from Asia to America. So let's begin. When we think about roots, right, so there are a couple of questions that come to mind, right? The first one is what defines us, right? What defines us, what characterizes us, and what makes us who we are, right? So I think that's what our roots are. So when I think about roots, there are a couple of different categories that come to mind, right? The first one is cultural. There are a lot of cultural aspects that make us who we are, ethnically, languages, food, dress, right? These are all parts of our culture, right? Number two is personal, right? So what makes us who we are? Maybe it's tastes, maybe it's individual preferences, maybe it's music, maybe it's dance, maybe it's research, whatever it is, that makes us who we are. Number three is character, right? So when we talk about character, we think about a couple of different aspects, like resilience, like the personality, right? Like what makes us go, right? And so these are different qualities of characteristics that make us who we are. When I think about the state of roots today, I'm a little bit disappointed because I look at our society, I look at our culture, and I'm not satisfied. As a 22-year-old, I think that most people are not honoring their roots, right? So let's take Exhibit A, for example. Let's look at our celebrity culture, right? So you look at your Britney Spears, you look at your Miley Cyrus and Justin Bieber, and they all fall, you know? I mean, they're 20, they're 21, and it's not looking so good. You know, it's not looking so good. Although if you look at, for example, Justin Bieber, he's Canadian, right? Very traditional family, from Canada, single mom, you know, raised in a certain way, but unfortunately now, maybe because of fame, maybe because of fortune, they're kind of spiraling down the hole of, you know, the rabbit hole to where, you know, who knows where he's going to end up, you know, who knows what's going to happen. So I look at the celebrity culture and I'm not satisfied. You know, I look at people who are not honoring their roots and I think, why? You know, your roots make you who you are. They shouldn't detract from who you are. They should make you who you are. But then I look at Exhibit B. I look at families, you know, who have, or, you know, our parents even, who have very strong family values, who have rocking careers, and I feel good because they're honoring their roots in trying to become who they are, right? So then I feel, okay, maybe we're not so bad. Maybe the future doesn't look so pessimistic and so bleak, right? But then I think about our future. When I think about our future, I think about what we have left to achieve, right? What we have left to do, and somewhere I think that our roots play a part in that. Right? Our qualities, the characteristics that we bring to the table are going to be useful in building our future. So kind of let's shift gears towards myself. I was born in India, actually, and I lived in Malaysia for 4 years. And then after that, I moved to the United States, New Jersey till age 11, and since then, Atlanta. So that makes that 11 years in Atlanta. And it's been a phenomenal experience. I think that each of these three cultures has made me who I am. I consider myself a daughter of all three cultures. When I think about India, I think about family values. I think about the emphasis on education. Just yesterday, my mom was like, are you studying for finals? And I said, look, I have a lot of things going on. I'm giving a talk tomorrow. So, you know, it'll happen. It'll happen. Trust me, it'll happen. So emphasis on that. And I love them for it. And they've made me who I am. When I think about Malaysia, I think about the global palette that I've had. I think about the global experience, the nature of living in a country between age 5 and 9. I think that really shapes you. So somewhere I'm very Asian in that respect. And then I think about America. I think about what this country has made me. And honestly, without the opportunities that this country has given me, I would definitely not be where I am today. And you know, just last year, actually, on April 8th, I became a citizen. So America is definitely a part of my topography and a part of my tapestry. So each of these different countries has shaped me and shaped who I am, and I think that moving forward, they will continue to shape where I go in the future. So I think that we should focus on that, right? We should focus on what our roots are and how they can help build our future. So maybe let's take an example, right? So if you, right now, you're at Georgia Tech, right? We're in this phenomenal institution, surrounded by some phenomenal people. Let's say you do research, right? Let's say you went to high school, you were very sheltered, which, let's face it, most of us were, right? That's why we're here. If you studied all day, all night, which is fine, which is awesome. You come to college, but what I see is a lot of people break out here. A lot of people do things that they're not comfortable with. And that kind of scares me. Because then I lose belief and I lose hope in the society moving forward. That if you come to college and if you break out, what are you going to do when you become CEO? Are you going to embezzle funds? Are you going to take that money and use it, for your own good? What are you going to do? So I think that ethical measure is very important. I think, again, it's important to stay true to yourself, whatever that may be and whoever that may be. So I'll take my example. So in high school, I was very sheltered, and I did my work, I did my public speaking, I did my school. But when I came to college, I was very clear that there were a couple of morals and a couple of parts of myself that I will not compromise. So while I am involved in XYZ, ABC, I don't drink, I'm not in a sorority, and I'm totally fine with that. And I think that people should be more okay with that. I think that our society has a lot of peer pressure, has a lot of emphasis on kind of getting everybody together, conform. But what if I don't want to conform, right? What if I want to do my own thing? What if I want to be who I am? And I don't know, I think somewhere there's not as much encouragement for that. And I'd like to see that change in the next couple of years. So I think that if all of us, especially the next gen, right, especially 20s, 25-year-olds, if all of us are able to kind of capture that spirit of, you know what, I'm going to do what I want to do. I think if we can do that, I think the world would be a really better place. So again, look, do certain things, especially in the teenage years, early 20s, go to parties, do whatever. But I think have those limits, have your roots, have that boundary beyond which you won't go because you've never been there before. I think I've been very clear about that I have certain ethical boundaries, I have certain, limitations beyond which I just won't go. I'll say that you guys do that, it was great, now I'm going to head out. And I think that that's something that I wish I could see more. But honestly, I don't, because a lot of people just kind of fit in, go with the flow. And I think what happens then is we lose ourselves. We lose ourselves in this kind of process and moving forward and working, and then somewhere we don't even know who we are. We're 40, and we think, okay, we've had a successful life, we've made a lot of money, but what have we really done? What have we really done? And I think that at 40, at 50, if we can look back and say that, what? Yes, I've been successful. Yes, I've made a lot of money. Yes, I'm happy, but am I truly happy with who I am? And I think if we can answer that question with an affirmative, we'd be in a much better place. Because let's face it, money, work, success, to a certain extent, it's great, but the happiness quotient that we get from that is finite. However, with an individual satisfaction and with an individual sense of fulfillment, that satisfaction quota is infinite. I think that's something that I've been striving for. I'm 22, but my parents and all of, my entire family has inculcated that in me, that yes, grades are important, whatever, accomplishments are important, but be happy with who you are. Be happy with the character that you've set for yourself. Because honestly, this is what we're going to be forever, right? So if we're 22, we're 23, chances are that our character and who we are has been shaped already, right? No pressure, you can change, but chances are that for the most part, you're pretty much set in this track and in this sort of space. So hopefully you're happy with that. Hopefully you don't want to change that. So I think that moving forward, I hope that our roots play a part in our future. I hope that our roots play a part in who we become. Right, in my case, I hope that when I grow up, I want to be in the business world, maybe some sort of business level executive in the future. I hope that I'm able to maintain my ethical measures. I hope that I'm able to bring who I am and my unique and diverse perspective into my work. So I think I'd like to see that more. Instead of saying, I don't know about diversity, say, you know what, I'm diverse, so I'm going to bring diversity to the table. I think if we can do that, I think the world would be a lot better, a lot more diverse, a lot more different, right? And I think we need that. We need people who know what they're about, who are proud of what they're about, who are willing to share what they're about. And I think if we can do that, I think we'd see a really positive, exciting change happening in our society, in our world. So kind of just to wrap, this entire topic up, I hope that our roots lead to our future. I think that it's very important that these roots are our foundation. And we're at Georgia Tech. We're at a phenomenal institution, surrounded by phenomenal faculty, phenomenal advisors, phenomenal students. And I think that this is an amazing building ground and an amazing foundation for success. And I think that if we can pull qualities from this institution that have made us who we are. So what do I mean when I say that? I mean resilience. I mean a sense of resolve. I mean hard work, right? I mean a traditional sense of hard work equals success. Because that's one of the things that I love about this school, is that we have emphasized that if you work hard, if you put in your hours, if you're diligent, you can be successful. And I think that that's a very traditional belief that's very central to not only this school, but even our country, even America. I mean, America was founded on those ideals. So I think that if we can take all of those qualities that we've learned from Georgia Tech, apply them to our lives, connect them with our roots, I mean, where would our world be? So I hope that we all do that. I hope that we continue to be proud of where we've come from, and not even proud, but actually take where we've come from and put that to where we want to go. So kind of in closing, I hope that you continue to do that. I hope that you take your roots and evolve them into your future. Because honestly, that's what I'm going to do, and I'm very proud of it. I hope that I continue to bring my diversity, my kind of, diverse upbringing, as well as, traditional sort of perspective into whatever I do. And I think that we should. I think that we've earned that right as individuals and as members of society to really be unique and to bring our roots into our future. So in turn, I hope we continue to preserve our roots in building our future.